They said the stock market will boom if I'm elected. If he's elected, the stock market will crash.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the stock market crashing right now today, which is Monday, August 5th, 2024. By the time you hear this or see this video, maybe it won't be crashing as much. But earlier today, like this morning, you're talking about all-time record low crashing, not an all-time record volume for NASDAQ, but some of the biggest drops in history have happened. Now, here is $1 million question. Why is this happening? What's causing this? Is there a particular reason? Is there something going on that we don't know? Before we get into all that, I just want to give you a spoiler alert. It has something to do with Kamala Harris, in my humble opinion. Now, first things first, we had a couple videos we're going to get to. First is the whole thing about the stock market crashing. Like, what's going on? Why is it crashing so much? And how bad is it really? You can see right here on the screen just how bad it is or how bad it was at a certain point. And I don't really see this improving dramatically anytime soon. But let's see this and then get through everything else. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Some would call history in the making. Don't say that.
We have never been down 1,000 points ever, not even intraday on the NASDAQ.
Is that true?
That is true.
You heard that. We have never been down more than 1,000 points in NASDAQ history, even just intraday, because you know how it could be really low during the day and then at the end it kind of gets back. It's not as bad. We've never been down this much, even during just a fluke during the day.
Okay. Down 6% right from the get-go. This is heavy, big tech. Here we go. Look at them go down.
Look at that. Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, everybody down. 5%, 5%, 6%, 6%, almost 10% for Apple.
Microsoft is down $20. That's 5%. Alphabet, 5%. Meta, 6%. Amazon, 6%.
Now, can I just say something right quick? I just want to say this. I'm not a stock advisor, so don't take what I say literally. Take it with a grain of salt. I would buy this dip because these companies are not going anywhere and they're going to rebound, in my humble opinion. It may take a while, but I'd buy the dip. But again, that's not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a guy on the internet talking at you.
Apple, 9% down. Let's pull out Apple. This is interesting. A question for you.
So there's more to that, but it pretty much left it right there. Now, Trump predicted all this. And you know the irony here? Let's kind of zoom in. Now, this is Kamala HQ. I think maybe at a certain point it was Biden HQ, then they rebranded it to fit Kamala because you could just put her in there with no democratic process called a primary election. But anyway, I digress. You see what they have for the caption. 4 years ago today, and this was back on May 24th, 24. 4 years ago today, Trump claimed the stock market would, quote unquote, crash if Joe Biden was elected. The stock market has reached the highest levels recorded ever in history under President Biden. So let's see what Trump said here 4 years ago, back in, was that 2020?
And you know what? I'm not so far away from that again, believe it or not. But if Biden gets in, the market will crash.
He sounded pretty on point to me. He sounded pretty on point to me. Now, again, this is from that same day, May 24th, 24, before Biden dropped out, before the crash of today. It says, Fox, the NASDAQ just closed at a brand new record high, the 11th record close this year and its 5th straight week of gains. And you can see how everything's up. Dow was down a little bit, but S&P 500, NASDAQ Composite, Russell 2000, Dow, Transport, all up. Okay, so they're kind of like bragging and boasting and beating their chest over that. But then they are totally silent when it comes to today. And if you're going to take credit for market gains, then you must also take the blame for when the market loses. They're talking about there could be a 15% correction on today or throughout this entire process of the stock market kind of plummeting. And again, by the time you see this, it could be different. It may not be as bad as what it was. But again, I don't really see it being any different. And Trump, this is not the actual real Donald Trump. This is like a parody. But I think this might be some repostings from True Social. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, you can see he called it during the debate with Biden. Now, this is from True Social. this account reposts True Social posts, and I did check this out. It says, stock market's crashing. I told you so. Kamala doesn't have a clue. Biden is sound asleep. All caused by inept U.S. leadership. And then you see where the timestamp is, 11:07. Yesterday, Sunday, August 4th, 24. All right. Now, let's keep on going here. They put out an ad. The Trump campaign put out an ad called Kamala Crash. And this has kind of been all over the place. This has been trending on the Twitters, especially. But this was posted today, like about 2 hours ago from right now when I'm recording it. Let's check this out and see what he was talking about in the ad. And RIP in advance to the headphone users.
Here we go. Look at them go down. What some would call history in the making.
Scary. Don't say that.
We have never been down 1,000 points ever, not even intraday on the NASDAQ.
Bidenomics is working. It's working.
The stock market just taking a big old nosedive this morning.
Dow Jones is down about 1,010 points.
That is called Bidenomics.
The Dow fell more than 600 points Friday on a weaker than expected jobs report.
5%. Meta, 6%. Amazon, 6%. Apple, 9% down.
Bidenomics is working.
Fears of a recession began after Friday's disappointing July jobs report.
Bidenomics is working.
A rise like that is historically.
That voice, though, Bidenomics is working. That voice, man. I cannot have hall monitor HR lady for the president, man. I'm sorry. It ain't really happening.
A sign that a recession is imminent.
This is Bidenomics.
What you're seeing right now in the stock market is what Americans have been feeling for the last 3 years. It's just a manifestation of it right now.
All that is called Bidenomics.
Great ad from the Trump team. Shout out to you guys. Very good. Straight on policy, the things that really matter to Americans. Shout out to the stock market. It's weird how they, meaning leftist media, leftist politicians, they will hang their hat on the gains, beating their chest over that. Look at us. We're so great. We're so grand. Your orange man, your Cheeto could never. We're the best. But then when things fall apart, now we're quiet or pointing the finger. It's kind of weird how that works, how you're able to take credit for what has been done under your administration, but you don't take the blame for it. But as I close, I want to say this. I think what's happening here is there's fear of Kamala potentially winning. Now, of course, I don't think she will, but there is a possibility. You know, it's possible for a pig to just sprout wings and start flying. It may not be a big chance, but there's a chance. Who knows? I don't think she'll win, but some think that she might. And I think this is happening right now because if they have 4 more years of Obama or Biden, whatever you want to call it, we're in for really big trouble in this country, much more than we already are. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what's happening here with the stock market crashing? Do you think it's because of a fear of a potential Kamala presidency? Is it because of a fear of a Trump presidency? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. It's pretty clear what's going on here. Some people are fearful of a Kamala presidency, not because she's black or Indian or a woman or whatever. It don't matter. You could be black, white, Puerto Rican, Cannon stripe. What are your policies like? What are you going to do when you're in office? When I see her speak, she doesn't speak well. She's very inarticulate. She does not appear to really know what's going on. During the debate, I don't know how they're going to prep her. Because when she speaks off the cuff and is not reading a teleprompter, she's worse than Joe Biden. Joe Biden is bad because he's 1,000 years old and you can't live forever. But Kamala has been incompetent from the jump. At least Joe Biden, although I did not agree with him on policy at all, at least he had a certain level of competency for what he was doing on his side. But Kamala didn't have it. So not only are you on the wrong side, you're also incompetent. You got a double whammy. But again, it's the equivalent of Joe. Joe's old and has bad ideas. Kamala's incompetent with bad ideas. Either way you go, it's an L, it's a loss. I don't think they have a chance of winning, whether you dig Biden back up or put Kamala out there. I think it's going to be Trump running away with it. But we can't take this for granted. You got to go out there and vote and ensure that it ain't no funny business going on. How they say in basketball, don't leave it up to the refs. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that is all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.